What's up guys, it's Edge, and Grand Theft Auto 5 has been ruling my life for the past 2 weeks, and I'm going to try to explain why. Oh man, this game's amazing. So, I wasn't planning on getting this game even, at first. I saw that it was going to come out on console only, so I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, well, if it's on PC, I'll get it. But then I kind of put the thought away and said, guess I'm not getting it then. But then I played it at my friend's house because, plenty of my friends from school have consoles. So I went over to his house and we played it for a little bit, and I just kind of fell in love with it. So I went home that night, and actually I tried to get my dad to take me to GameStop like that weekend to buy it, because I'm not 17 yet, so in order to buy a hard copy in a store you need your parent with you. But he said, no, I don't want to support this or whatever, because apparently it's bad, which, in my opinion, so far what I've seen, the only bad part about it is a lot of cuss words. The rest of it's pretty much fine. But yeah, so I went to my trusty old Amazon.com, bought it there instead because they don't ask for any of that stuff. So good strategy there if you need it. It all went down pretty good actually. Came in 3 or 5 days, something like that. Played it the next week. I actually played it only once at my house before the weekend, which was last weekend, and that weekend I had a tournament, so I was gone for the most part. But on Friday night before the tournament started on Saturday, I went over to multiple friends' houses just in one night playing it. So it's actually a really fun game. I mean, you think that for a single player game it's not as fun with multiple people, but it really is. I mean, I had a blast, we all did, and so I would definitely recommend it as a social game, especially now that online has come out, which I haven't had a chance to play it. But I'm so excited to play with my friends. I'll probably be doing some of that this weekend. A lot of my friends have Xboxes, unfortunately, and I have a PlayStation, so that could create some problems. But I'm sure you've all thought all that stuff through. But otherwise, besides it just being really fun, if you took a look at it technically, I would say one of the major things is the open world. It's one of the best open worlds that I've seen in any game to date. Far Cry 3's was pretty good. Saints Row 3 and maybe 4, I haven't played 4 yet, but Saints Row 3 had a pretty good one. But they don't compare to the expansiveness and the detail that's in this one, and I really think that's what sets this game aside from all these others. I would also say it's incredible in the way that it includes so many game genres into one. You've got action, obviously. You've got third-person shooter. You've also got racing. You've got tennis, golf, skydiving. If you're a person that likes to explore, you've got that. You've also got a lot of humor. The characters are hilarious and really well done. Their personalities are very rich and vivid, and you really get hooked into the story. I mean, most story games, I kind of lose interest in once I'm like, 25% into it. I can't play it anymore. But for this one, I mean, I'm at 15% still, but I could see easily finishing this story because it's just so hearty and rich, and the way they have the multiple characters' perspectives. I mean, I relate most to Franklin probably. I mean, I'm definitely not living in the ghetto, as you can tell by me being able to play this game, Battlefield 4. But I still think because he's the youngest character that I would relate to him more than anyone else. I could also relate to Michael a little bit because I kind of live. I'm not like super rich, but like upper middle class kind of thing. So I think it's hilarious the way his kids are like the classic like valley girl, valley boy kind of privileged, snotty little kids. I think that's hilarious the way they have him in there. And then you've got crazy old Trevor, who's just kind of like on the side YOLOing all day long. And I mean, who doesn't want to play as that guy sometimes, you know? So yeah, I mean, I'm sure other people have their preference. I feel like they're very well-rounded. They've all got their special abilities. Again, my personal favorite is Franklin's with the driving. I just love that experience of being able to cut turns and like cut corners and all that stuff. And I think it's really valuable too in trying to get from point A to point B. So I mean, the game is fabulous. I love that they incorporate you going around places. I mean, here's another thing. In most stories, you just kind of flash from stage to stage, from one area to another, but in this one you actually have to do the transition between, and I don't know, it makes it feel so much more realistic, I think. Other than that, I just say it's a very, very well made game. I heard there was some issues with the online when it first came out, but I'm sure they'll fix those up soon. And I mean, if that works sturdy and well, and it's balanced and all that, I mean, it could be easily Game of the Year quality material. And I think it's also, its sales are gonna blow Call of Duty's out of the water. Actually, they already did. They've made at least $1 billion. They made $1 billion in the first 3 days, something crazy like that. I'm sure they're at $2 billion by now, with all the people follow up by buying it, because everyone's played it at their friend's house and then they go out and buy it. So, I mean, I'm sure they've made bank on this, and probably rightfully so, to be honest. Now, why they didn't come out with it on PC is a little bit more interesting. I think it's probably a marketing thing. I'm guessing they either made a deal. I'm guessing they either made a deal with the consoles, Microsoft and Sony, that they wanted to get the full price. But I also think that their strategy is maybe if they sell it on the consoles first, everyone will buy it for that. Then later they'll sell it on the PC. People will rebuy it for the upped-up graphics, and the PC will probably come out when the PS4 and the Xbox One version come out for the same exact reasons, for the better graphics and runs a little bit more smoothly and all that stuff. Because my game personally, it could just be on my TV quality, which isn't that great, but it feels like it shudders a little bit when you start driving really fast. It's trying to render in everything, and it's just a little shaky. It's like playing in 25 frames instead of 30 or something like that. But it's definitely manageable. It does not make it unplayable any way, shape, or form. So I'm content there. As far as this game goes, Battlefield 4, more on that in a different episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.